Hi all, this is Fernando. In this video tutorial I want to show you how to create an ambient occlusion pass here in VRay for SketchUp. We don't have these options available yet in VRay for Rhino, so this video only applies for VRay for SketchUp. I'm using this scene that is from our user Trangan HAP. I don't know the real name of this user, but this is one of my favorite ever scene render using VRay for SketchUp. He also placed the scene in our forum, so I'm using this scene for the video tutorial, and all the credit for the scene is for him. So going back to SketchUp, I want to show you my options. I'm using in my global switches everything by default. Also in my main sample I have the adaptive DMC. I'm using adaptive DMC because adaptive DMC is better when you have glossiness material, glass material with reflection and refraction material. That's why I'm using adaptive DMC. If you don't have glossiness material or if you don't have glass, the best solution is adaptive subdivision. So also I'm using the sun system and the sky in my GI color and background colors. I'm using the physical camera to control the exposure of the sun, and in my indirect illumination I'm using as a primary bounce irradiant maps and as a secondary engine light cache. Okay, as soon as you click render, I will not click render because I don't want to spend too much time in the rendering process, but I already saved the final render for you guys. So as soon as you click render, you are going to see this kind of render. As you see, we have the sun system coming in this way, but in the scene I'm losing some details in the corner because my quality are very low, but even with the very high quality you can lose some details, especially in the corner and in the small areas, like in the ceiling in this area here. So the purpose of ambient occlusion is to pop off or to increase the realism in the scene by increasing the details in the area. If you go to our quick guide, you are going to find the ambient occlusion under the indirect illumination rollouts, and we have basically three options there. The radius that determines the amount of area where you want the ambient occlusion effects. The subdivision is a quality. Every single time that we speak about subdivision in VRay, we are speaking about quality, and also the amount is exactly what the word said, the amount of ambient occlusion. But in other words, if you want darker ambient occlusion, you have to increase the amount. If you want lighter ambient occlusion, so you have to decrease the amount. Okay, but we want to change some parameter in our setting in order to get the ambient occlusion pass. The first setting is in the global switcher. We want to override all the material with white color, pure white color, 255. So click OK. And also we don't want any other lights that affect my ambient occlusion. The only light that we want to affect the ambient occlusion is the GI light. So also in my adaptive subdivision, I want to change to in my image sample, I want to change to adaptive subdivision because now we don't have any glossiness material or refraction because we override all the material by white. Also we have to go to the environment and disable the sun because we want only the GI lights. The GI light produces smooth shadows everywhere, so we want to use this kind of light in order to create an even ambient occlusion effects. So also, if you want to increase the brightness of the ambient occlusion, change the multiplier to 2 in both in the GI color and in the BG color. Also, we don't want to use the physical camera to control our exposure anymore because we don't have the sun. So disable the exposure control. Now the physical camera will not control the exposure of the scene. And the last step is going to the indirect illumination and change the radius, enable the indirect illumination on the ambient occlusion. I want to increase the radio to 30 Also to increase the subdivision to 16, and I want to a kind of black ambient occlusion, so I'm going to use 1.5 in my ambient occlusion. So that's it. With those settings, as soon as you click render, you are going to have this kind of render, and this is exactly the render that we want to achieve. After that, we save the ambient occlusion as JPEG or PNG, and the next step is import both render in Photoshop. In the final render, I also applied some color corrections. I applied the background sky, some glow effect here, but you can do that in your personal workflow. But the thing is, you have to click Ctrl A to select everything, Ctrl C to copy, then go back to the final render, and Ctrl V to paste the ambient occlusion layer to the final render. Okay, going to the layer, you have to go to the layers and change the blending mode to multiplier. As soon as you change the blending mode to a multiplier, you can see that everything get darker, but you have to control this darkness with the opacity. So let's reduce the opacity a little bit to 20 or even to 35, and you can see how this ambient occlusion improved my quality. Also, you can see how the darkness changed, or my scenes became a little bit darker. This is because my ambient occlusion path is kind of gray in this area in the wall, and I did the kind of white that I have in the background. So I should go to adjust level and increase the white color a little bit, this kind of color. Click OK, and now change the blending mode to multiplier and reduce the intensity or the opacity to 35. You can see here how I pop off all the details. Look at especially in this area here, in this corner, and even in this corners here in the ceiling. You can see when I hide the layer, we lost all the details there. We don't have the corner here, we don't have the corner in the ceiling. So this is a very powerful tool to increase all the details in your scene. Also, you can see here in this corner how we have more details. See, without ambient occlusion and with ambient occlusion. Also, if you see here in the pools in this corner, because this corner is very small, we lost the details. Right now we don't have any details in the corner without the ambient occlusion pass, but when I enable the layer, you can see all the details here in the rock. You can see these shadows in the rock, and also the lights here have kind of dirt effects, and this is very cool when you use ambient occlusion pass. You can see how you increase the details and the realism in your scene. No matter that you have a low quality setting, you can improve the quality of your scene using ambient occlusion. You can see here in this corner how I lost my detail. So guys, this is all that I have for you in this video tutorial. Remember, convert all the material or override the material as white, disable all the light including the sun and the physical camera, and enable the ambient occlusion. So I hope you can enjoy this video and use this workflow in the future. Bye bye. See you next time.